On today's Bismarck Bucks Coaches Show, following their worst loss of the season, the Bucks get a much-needed bounce-back win over the Iowa Barnstormers. Plus, as the Bucks get ready for their 8th game of the year, they prepare to square up with the Green Bay Blizzard for the 3rd time already this season. And later, we debut a brand new segment to help you learn some of the unique rules in the IFL. It's all coming up on the Bismarck Bucks Coaches Show, which starts right now. Hello everyone and welcome inside our BEK studios. I'm David Sugarman and this is the Bismarck Bucks Coaches Show. Following a 36-point home loss to the Sioux Falls Storm, Bucks head coach Rod Miller didn't mince words. He said his team didn't have the thrill or the fire in the Bucks' worst loss of the season. And things didn't get any easier as their character would be tested again against another excellent squad when the 3-1 Iowa Barnstormers rolled into town this past Saturday. Bismarck hoping to avenge a 7-point loss in Des Moines from just 2 weeks prior. Early first quarter, handoff for running back Justin Rankin, and the Bucks are off and running. 19-yard score, start of a big day for Rankin. Bucks lead 7-0. Later in the first, Justin Rankin making the whole Iowa defense look silly. Able to walk in from the 5. Not one, that's two. That's two. 14-0 Bucks after the 18-yard score. Later in the first, quarterback Daquan Neal, trouble with the snap. One of the newest Bucks, Ben Moa, recovers at the 4-yard line. On the ensuing drive, wideout JT Stokes gets his own rushing touchdown. 4-yard score, Bucks lead 20-0 after the missed extra point. Early in the second, Neal finds wideout Con Hollenbeck on a 24-yard touchdown pass. Bucks lead 20-7. 4 minutes left in the half. Running back Evan Owens hurdles his way in from 6 yards out. Just like that, it's a one-possession game. And let's be honest, if we're going to show you an extra point, something unique probably happened, right? A little bit of trickery on the fake. The holder, Daquan Neal, runs it in, and all of a sudden the 20-point lead has been whittled down to 5. On the ensuing kickoff, wide receiver Mike Kerrigan, well, if I could just get a hold of it, then bump into my own guy. And then I'm just going to run away from everybody. 54-yard return for Kerrigan. First kickoff return for a score this season. Bucks up 27-15 at the break. Third quarter, new quarterback in the game for Bismarck, Richard Stemeti. Let's not make him work too hard just yet. Hands it off for Justin Rankin, his 3rd touchdown of the night. 3-yard score, Bucks up 19. Later in the quarter, now Stemeti can warm up the arm. He finds Stokes for a 6-yard score. Bucks lead 41-15, and some days everything just goes your way, right? Quarterback Neal just trying to escape his own end. Lineman DJ Loving whistled for holding in the end zone. Tack on 2 more with a safety. And fourth quarter, icing meet cake. Stemeti and Stokes do it again on a 10-yard score. His 3rd touchdown of the game. Bucks lead 50-15. And they cap off their biggest win of the season, 53-22, a rout of the Barnstormers to improve to 4-3. After the win, the Bucks were proud to say they stepped up to the plate in a big-time way.
It was nice to do that because we've been knowing that we can do, play like that. It was nice to see us, really be successful in all 3 phases of the game. So he did call us out, and I think we, really answered, came back with a boom.
I think it was huge for us, coming back from Sioux Falls, not playing at any level that we thought we could even play at. We didn't even know we could go that low, but coming back against a good Iowa team and playing the way we did, I think it was huge for us in the end.
I'm new, but I knew that win on Saturday was important for us too because it changed a lot of the guys. And, the morale was kind of down after we lost to Sioux Falls, but the guys are, happy, excited, and then we're just ready to go, for the next game against Green Bay.
One of the biggest stories of the win was the play of quarterback Richard Stemeti coming in to run the show in the second half. Stemeti hadn't seen action since May 15th against Green Bay. However, the Henderson State product finished 6 for 8 for 58 yards and 2 touchdowns. Despite being on the bench the past few weeks, Stameti's preparation never dropped off, and it showed.
Glenn and Coach Ross and Coach Miller, they all do a good job of keeping me involved. I try to give play input to Coach Ross, try to let Glenn know what I'm seeing on the sideline, try to just stay more mentally engaged, without being physically on the field. And that's been what I try to do. And then I'm always ready, whenever my number is called, I knew I was going to be ready.
Richie, he's just like the second quarterback. So, he stays locked in. He's always in at practice. So we feel comfortable with Richie and Glenn, honestly. So, we just knew he was going to do what he was going to do.
He's always there as if he is a starting quarterback. So he was definitely ready for the moment.
Busy weekend elsewhere around the IFL. The Frisco Fighters take down Massachusetts on the road 40-33. The Tucson Sugar Skulls and Arizona Rattlers had a good one. Arizona wins the battle for state supremacy there 44-34. Elsewhere, big win for the Spokane Shock, taking down the defending champion Sioux Falls Storm 50-32. And Duke City, no problem doubling up Northern Arizona 34-17. The Green Bay Blizzard had an extra week off of sorts this past week. First, their game against the Louisville Extreme was canceled. Not long after that, the IFL announced that it would be terminating the Extreme's membership for what they called a failure to meet and maintain league obligations. So after all that, the Green Bay Blizzard's next game will be against the Bismarck Bucks. They'll be taking on the Bucks for already the third time this season. The first two matchups have been tight contests down to the wire, and they've both gone to the Bucks. To kick off the IFL season, Bismarck needed a 14-yard touchdown reception to wideout Raheem Harvey with just 6 seconds to go to escape Green Bay with a 41-35 victory. Game 2 was back in Bismarck and was tied going into the fourth before the Bucks prevailed 58-46. After 2 close battles, the Bucks are prepared for another nail-biter. However, they feel plenty confident in their late-game execution.
Just us being a team, fighting. At the end of the game, we stayed together as a team and kept fighting to pull out the victory. That's very memorable too, because you got to do that with a group of guys. It's not just you by yourself. So I could take that from the game. I remember those.
If we just focus on what we got to do, we really don't look at Green Bay. We don't look at our other teams. We just focus on us. We focus on us and we execute. I feel like we beat anybody, anytime. Really just staying locked in, staying mentally prepared throughout the whole game. It's easy to lose focus throughout the game as you just keep going. So if you just stay focused and just stay locked in, you'll be able to come out on top.
Tough to beat a team 3 times in one season. Can't wait to see if the Bucks are able to do it this Friday. Time for us to take a short break. When we come back, we'll sit down with Bismarck head coach Rod Miller.
Hey Bucks fans, if you're planning an outing, birthday, or employee appreciation night, then bring your group out to the Buck Stop for a night of fast-paced, high-scoring football. Your group will receive discounted tickets, options for reserved seating, scoreboard messages, VIP services, swag, and a space to gather during the game. You can also participate in pre-game ceremonies, halftime entertainment, in-game contests, and more. Call 701-595-0771 or visit bismarckbucks.com/tickets. All GA is first come, first serve. We'll see you on the turf. Go Bucks!
Everybody needs an off season, but our announcers have a tough time slowing down.
Hey, do you mind if I practice a little bit? Right, I don't really think that.
Johnson holds, shoots, he scores! Incredible! For the second time today, Brent has jammed the printer.
Lowry's third caramel roll of the day. That's a bold move.
And he drains one. Blind squirrel finds a nut. And back to normal.
Staying connected is more important than ever, and we're proud to have connected you when it mattered most. Whether it was working remotely at your new home office or providing cutting-edge security and connectivity solutions, or connecting you to your customers in new ways. More than ever, your local co-op is here for you. Choose local, choose BEK Connect.
Indoor football is back at the Event Center, and the Bismarck Bucks season is right around the corner. The team will be fueled and ready to compete on game days thanks to our 2021 food sponsors. Dine with any of our supporting partners and get a free Bucks ticket to any home game in the 2021 season. Great food and free football. Tickets are first come, first serve, so get yours now. Call 701-595-0771 for more ticket information. And go Bucks!
Welcome back inside the Bismarck Bucks Coaches Show, everybody. As we are every week, we're delighted to be joined by the Bucks head coach, Rod Miller. Coach, you didn't mince words last week. You told me the team didn't have the thrill, the fire, and there might have even been the locker room some even more choice words, I imagine. How happy were you with the way your team responded this week?
I was very pleased with the way we responded. We needed to come out with a game like we played. We needed to make a statement not only for ourselves to understand where we were at. You know, when you start off 3-1 and you lose a couple games, you start to wonder, how good of a team you are. And, players start to wonder. So you want them to come out and see for themselves how they can play, how they can execute. And I think that helps us and goes a long way for these guys understanding how they need to play and the reasons why they need to play that way.
You're about to go on the road for 3 straight weeks. Knowing that, did it make this win at home that much more important?
Yes, it did. Last time we came out, we laid more than 1 egg, 3 eggs at home. So, we wanted to come out and make sure that, we want to first leave on a positive note, but want to get back to the winning track and get back on the winning ways. And that was the next game in line to do that. And I think that was good for us, a good confidence builder, as you say, to say, hey, this is a team we can be. Because like you said, we're going to be on the road for a long time, and we have to be ready to play.
Quarterback Richard Stemetti hadn't played in a game in 3 weeks. He comes in the second half this week. 2 touchdowns, really leads the way and helps you guys finish the job. What's it say about him that he's able to come in fresh off the bench and be ready to go?
It shows his preparation. When you become the backup quarterback and second quarterback, you don't get the same reps as a starting quarterback. So that means Richie has been practicing, taking his mental notes, preparing as if he's going to be playing. And that's the way you have to prepare. You got to be the next man up mentality, because we tell everybody you're always one play away from playing. So, he was prepared, ready to go, and he came out and played well.
Defensively, you hold Iowa to their lowest total of the season. MVP quarterback Daquan Neal, just 2 for 13 and 1 touchdown. What was the biggest difference between the defense we saw this week and the defense we saw a couple weeks ago against Iowa that gave up 49?
We went back and understanding what we needed to do and doing our responsibilities. I think that game against Sioux Falls, everybody didn't do their responsibility. They was worried about what everybody else was doing. So we emphasized that, the week in practice, doing your job, being prepared, and taking the challenge. We knew we had to come out and play a good game. We had an MVP quarterback coming in again that we felt that if we did the right things, we can control him. If you can do that, you control that football team. And that was our mission all week, to make sure that we can control Daquan Neal, and we were able to do that.
You have a couple new additions to the defense over the last few weeks, John Williams and Ben Moa. They've both made an immediate impact. What have they brought to the table?
About energy and passion. John has a motor that doesn't stop, and Ben is, he's a big guy that's very athletic. He comes from a football family. I mean, his younger brother plays for the Giants, and his first cousin plays for the Cardinals. So, you have a guy that comes from a pedigree background, and, that's part of the reason why we wanted to trade for him, because he did well against us when he played for Northern Arizona. So getting him in was big. Adding John was big. Like I said, it's just improving our defense has been our mission.
Next up, you take on Green Bay, a team you've already taken down twice this season. Knowing that, how do you make sure you match their intensity this week?
That's our challenge for the week. It's always tough to beat a team 2 or 3 times in a season. We got to play them 4 times. So, we have to come out and play tough, and that's our biggest challenge, going out and defying the odds, because the odds say you're not supposed to beat somebody 3 times in a row. But, like I told these guys, if we come out, prepare like we prepared last week, play this game like we played last week, do the mental things, the little things, we'll come out with the victory. So that's our goal this week, to defy the odds and beat a team 3 times in the season.
Both contests were really competitive, down going into the 4th quarter in the first game, tied going into the 4th in the most recent matchup. What's been the key to that late game execution that you'll try and replicate in this one?
We're just trying to focus and playing 4 quarters, and we prepare for 4 quarters and play for a 5th one if we have to go to overtime. So that's our mental focus in doing that. Like I said, when you play those close games, that helps you mentally understanding that you can win those type of games. It's the same mentality we had. The Iowa game the first time came down towards the end. So we focus on trying to do well, but like I said before in the previous interview, we don't want to have to keep being in those situations. So if we can put a team away early and not have to do that, I prefer that, but we're prepared either way.
This is a Green Bay offense whose numbers don't necessarily jump off the page. However, they've got a really good running back in Kerryon Moore. He had 2 touchdowns the last time you guys met. What's the key to limiting his effectiveness?
That's the key. We got to make sure we contain him, corral him, because he is a good running back, and any given day, anybody can do anything, and he's capable, of taking a 2-yard play and making it to a 10 to 12-yard play if we're not, smart and tackling and wrapping up. So we have to prepare to play like we do each week. But yeah, he's a big factor for that team, and we got to make sure we can try to control him as well.
Green Bay has the 3rd worst rushing defense, 2nd worst passing. What have you seen specifically, though, on film that you'll try and exploit?
They play hard, so we got to make sure, and they play some zones. We got to make sure we hit them in the right zones, and we give our quarterbacks time to read those zones. So they have to go. I think they lead the league in interceptions. So they have a good team. They have a good secondary. So we have to make sure we do that, and it starts with the run game. If our guys up front can control the line of scrimmage, we can open up our run game. That opens up the passing game, especially in a zone defense type of team. So we just have to come out, play our game, and execute offensively. Running the ball and passing the ball.
Coach, shooting for 2 in a row, long road trip coming up. What's the code word of the week that you're preaching to these guys?
We're preaching basics. We have to go to the basics, and that was our goal last week, getting back to the basics. Fundamentals, our blocking, our tackling. We went back to special teams and form blocking, taking on shedding blocks. So we have to stick to the basics, and that was what we got away from, I felt, those previous weeks of not going back to the basics. This week we're doing the same thing, emphasizing the basics. You do the basic stuff, everything else will take care of itself.
Taking it back to basics, that's the code word of the week. Take that to social media, see if you can win a VIP turf table at the Bucs' next home game next month. Head coach Rod Miller, thanks so much for joining us.
As usual, glad to be here.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll debut a brand new segment here on the Bismarck Bucs Coaches Show.
Hey Bucs fans, if you're planning an outing, birthday, or employee appreciation night, then bring your group out to the Buck Stop for a night of fast-paced, high-scoring football. Your group will receive discounted tickets, options for reserved seating, scoreboard messages, VIP services, swag, and a space to gather during the game. You can also participate in pre-game ceremonies, halftime entertainment, in-game contests, and more. Call 701-595-0771 or visit bismarckbucks.com/tickets. All GA is first come, first serve. We'll see you on the turf. Go Bucks!
Everybody needs an off-season, but our announcers have a tough time slowing down.
Hey, do you mind if I practice a little bit? Right, I'm really big man. Johnson holds, shoots, he scores! Incredible! For the 2nd time today, Brent has jammed the printer. Lowry's 3rd caramel roll of the day. That's a bold move.
And he drains one. Blind squirrel finds a nut. And back to normal.
Staying connected is more important than ever, and we're proud to have connected you when it mattered most. Whether it was working remotely at your new home office or providing cutting-edge security and connectivity solutions, or connecting you to your customers in new ways. More than ever, your local co-op is here for you. Choose local, choose BEK Connect.
Indoor football is back at the Event Center, and the Bismarck Bucs season is right around the corner. The team will be fueled and ready to compete on game days thanks to our 2021 food sponsors. Dine with any of our supporting partners and get a free Bucs ticket to any home game in the 2021 season. Great food and free football. Tickets are first come, first serve, so get yours now. Call 701-595-0771 for more ticket information. And go Bucs!
Part of the appeal of the IFL is that it's a slight variation on a game that we already know and love. However, if you're new to the IFL, you'll be forgiven for not knowing all of the nuances and different rules. Don't sweat it, though. We know a guy.
And Justin Rankin's look good today. Let's go, Bucks. Big drive here. Big drive. We're down 4. Oh, there it is. There it is. Rankin again. Yes! Oh, go Bucks. Woo!
Oh boy, they're out of timeouts. Good thing the 2-minute warning's coming up.
Has this ever happened to you? You're watching an IFL game, and while it's similar to normal football, you realize it's not quite the same thing. Hi kids, I'm Professor IFL, and timing is everything. So today, we're going to be learning about the 1-minute warning. Who's ready to learn?
We are!
Kids, today we're learning all about the 1-minute warning.
Now, in other levels of football, like the NFL, there's what's commonly known as the 2-minute warning, a break taken at the last 2 minutes of each half.
I have a question.
First, what's Professor IFL's #1 rule?
Safety first. So if the Bucks have the ball and they're winning after the 1-minute warning, they should just take a knee, right?
Not quite. See, normally in the IFL, there's a running clock. However, in the final minute of each half, the clock can stop for multiple reasons, including not picking up positive yardage. This makes it harder for a team to run out the clock.
How else can the clock stop, Professor IFL?
Another great question. The clock will also stop if there's an incomplete pass, somebody goes out of bounds, there's a first down and the officials need to reset the chains, and of course, if there's a touchdown.
Whoa! Thanks, Professor IFL!
So remember, kids, in the IFL, the warning comes at the 1-minute mark, and the clock could stop. Well, it looks like we're all out of time. Unlike the clock in the last minute, I've got to run. Hey, fellas, sorry I'm late. How's the game?
David, you just missed Professor IFL. He taught us all about the 1-minute warning.
Oh, we never got to thank him.
Oh, I think he knows. Wow, brilliant, handsome. That Professor IFL really does have it all figured out, doesn't he? We're going to take a short break. When we come back, it'll be time for another Hurry Up Offense.
Hey Bucks fans, if you're planning an outing, birthday, or employee appreciation night, then bring your group out to the Buck Stop for a night of fast-paced, high-scoring football. Your group will receive discounted tickets, options for reserved seating, scoreboard messages, VIP services, swag, and a space to gather during the game. You can also participate in pre-game ceremonies, halftime entertainment, in-game contests, and more. Call 701-595-0771 or visit bismarckbucks.com/tickets. All GA is first come, first serve. We'll see you on the turf. Go Bucks!
Everybody needs an off-season, but our announcers have a tough time slowing down.
Hey, do you mind if I practice a little bit? Right, I'm really big man. Johnson holds, shoots, he scores! Incredible! For the second time today, Brent has jammed the printer. Lowry's third caramel roll of the day. That's a bold move.
And he drains one. Blind squirrel finds a nut. And back to normal.
Staying connected is more important than ever, and we're proud to have connected you when it mattered most. Whether it was working remotely at your new home office or providing cutting-edge security and connectivity solutions, or connecting you to your customers in new ways. More than ever, your local co-op is here for you. Choose local, choose BEK Connect.
Indoor football is back at the Event Center, and the Bismarck Bucks season is right around the corner. The team will be fueled and ready to compete on game days thanks to our 2021 food sponsors. Dine with any of our supporting partners and get a free Bucks ticket to any home game in the 2021 season. Great food and free football. Tickets are first come, first serve, so get yours now. Call 701-595-0771 for more ticket information. And go Bucks!
Back here with another Hurry Up Offense, checking in with first-year offensive coordinator Corey Ross.
Yep.
Coach, glad to have you on. We're pretty much just going to go right down end zone to end zone, try to get to know you a little bit.
Okay.
Think you can handle some rapid-fire
I
questions?
think so.
All right, let's get
Nothing
going.
too personal.
Nothing too personal. Favorite ice cream flavor?
Rocky Road.
Favorite TV show?
Martin.
Martin, okay, I like that. That's a little bit before me.
That's
That was
before
Martin
you.
Lawrence's
Martin
first
Lawrence's
big thing,
first
right?
show. It's still a
Okay.
classic.
Favorite IFL city when you're not in Bismarck?
Arizona.
Arizona, just like the warm weather?
Phoenix.
Phoenix? You're from
Yes,
Colorado,
I can
right?
golf. I can golf out there.
You can golf? What's your
I can golf.
handicap?
I'm a 9.
It's not bad.
It's
better
not
than
bad.
I don't know what
Not
my
bad.
handicap is, but you probably don't want to know. If you weren't in football, what would your career be? Apologize for those slight technical difficulties. We'll try and get you the rest of that hurry-up offense online later this week. Time to give away some free stuff. This week's Coach's Code Word winner is Jonathan Hildemeyer. Jonathan, congratulations. Keep refreshing that inbox. We'll be getting in touch with you soon to let you know when you can get your VIP turf table at the Bucs' next home game. If you want to be like Jonathan, well then pay attention and perk up those ears right now, because the Coach's Code Word for the week is basics. Getting back to basics for head coach Rod Miller. Social media, Bismarck Bucs Football on Facebook, at Bismarck Bucs on Twitter, at Bismarck_Bucs on Instagram. You can also find the Bucs, again, on all those social media platforms every single week. That's where you're going to want to go. 6:30 every Wednesday night. We know we've got you covered. Before we go, quick look at the Bucs' upcoming schedule. Don't forget your toothbrush, guys. The Bucs are about to be on the road for a good long while. 3 straight road games, got a bye worked in there as well. And finally, they'll come home July 16th. They'll take on the Frisco Fighters. That does it for this week's show. For our entire BEK News and BEK Sports crew, I'm David Sugarman. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next week.